Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to season number 4 of Your Best Life Now and what I believe to be our best season yet. We've got people listening in from all around the globe, so I welcome each and every one of you into the sacred space of collaboration and communion, confident that this conversation will really serve you and support you on your life's journey. Before we jump into today's show with our incredible guests, Sara Landon and the Council, I'd like to invite you to settle in, let go of any distractions, and really ground yourself into this now moment. So let's all take a deep breath and get ready for an amazing conversation. So before we jump in, I just want to share a bit about our beloved Sara, just giving you a bit of a background about her. She is a global transformational leader, visionary entrepreneur, spiritual advisor, and channel of the Council. And if you're not familiar with the Council is an energetic presence of non-physical beings whose expanded awareness and higher level consciousness are guiding people to answer the profound questions: who am I? Why am I here? And what is my life's purpose? So whether you've been on a spiritual path your entire life or you're just beginning to awaken to the power within you, an experience with Sara and the Council can indeed be described as a coming home to your own truth, which is absolutely possible in this lifetime. So with that, this is going to be an incredible conversation, and I welcome you to the program, my dear, beautiful, extraordinary friend, Sara Landon. Welcome.
Hello, my wonderful friend. I am so pleased to be here. Thank you for that introduction, and I just am so grateful to participate in this season and talking about one of my favorite subjects, how we can create our best lives possible. So thank you for having me.
Well, I think this is season number 4 of my series, Your Best Life Now. So I love the alignment. We're exactly where we need to be, and I trust this conversation. For those listening in, Sara and I have had some technical glitches. We had to reschedule the interview, and so I really have, high unfoldment of this and the timing of it, and I'm confident that what comes through today, not only through Sara, but through the Council and the conversation, is just going to be extraordinary. So, bear with us, and we welcome you. And Sara, before we jump into bringing the Council in, I really love for you to a bit about your life and your story and how you actually became how you became a channel.
Wow. That is quite a story. And for anybody listening, I think we can all relate to having this plan for our life of what we thought we were going to do and who we thought we were going to be and what we thought was the right thing to do, sort of that belief of the white picket fence and the perfect job and spouse and life and, all of those pursuits that we have. And at least for me, I really had to let go of the life that I had planned for myself at one point to step into living the life that was truly meant for me. And it wasn't easy to let go and to surrender to what was really my truth. I grew up in a very loving, normal family. My family was Christian, and I grew up learning about Jesus. And fairly early on in my life, I had a dear aunt who was very into spirituality and very open, and talked about this possibility that our thoughts are creating our life, and that really spoke to me, and that there was this power we all had within us, that it wasn't outside of us, that it was within us. But I had a very normal upbringing for all intents and purposes. And went to school and got a great job and got into the corporate world and technology and, thought I was doing everything right. But I deep down inside knew I wasn't living my truth. I just didn't know what my truth was. And so I started on this journey of really uncovering what that was. And there was a series of instances that happened in my life. My brother passed away in a car accident, and it was really my first experience of communicating with non-physical intelligence or some higher awareness beyond our physical experience. And so when I went to his viewing, it was a very cold day in November in Alaska, and I walked into his viewing, and his body was sort of on the left side, and I went and sat down, and I remember it being really, really cold and just so heavy in the room. And I sat down, and after a couple of minutes, I just felt this liquid love go through my entire body. My whole body just became warm, and it was like this liquid love and peace just flowed through me. And I heard as clear as day, I'm still here, I'm just not in there. And it was over my right shoulder, and it was my brother's voice. And I said, well, where are you? In my head. And he said, I'm just as here as I ever was. I just left the density of the body. And I knew that to be true in my being. I could feel it. And we just had this experience that lasted a few minutes where I just felt his love and I felt his presence and I could hear him. And then he receded and I was back in this room, and I tried to talk myself out of it and say, no, that didn't really happen. I didn't want to be weird. I didn't want to be woo-woo. I didn't really talk about it with anyone. And I just tried to go back to my life and, pretend to be normal. And a series of events happened from there where I got cancer. I went through a divorce. My life as I knew it just sort of began to crumble. And in the words of my dear friend Judy Callie, when you feel like your whole life is falling apart, just let it, because it's not falling apart. It's falling into place for you. But it was really, really hard to see that at the time. But what happened is being, having this experience of cancer really forced me to be still and sit still and be quiet. I was a very type A personality that was, working 60 hours a week and traveling all around the world and focused on, our big deals and our company and what we were doing. And I really had to get real with myself, and I knew I wasn't living my truth. So it started this series of changes in my life, and I didn't really know where I was headed. I certainly at that time had no intention of becoming a channel or anything like that. As I've shared with you before, not too long ago, my dad said, Sarah, when did you decide that you wanted to be a channel and and do this work? And I said, Dad, I still haven't really decided this is what I want to do. It's my calling. It's just who I am, and I believe what I'm here to do. And so, all these divinely orchestrated experiences happened, and I realized that I had this ability to consciously channel non-physical communication from, a higher level of awareness. And I was really asking questions that I couldn't find the answers to in the world. On one side there was religion and people saying you can, manifest anything that you want and take massive determined action and, make a vision board and you can have anything you want. And it works. But I found myself manifesting those things that I thought I wanted and yet not really feeling the sense of fulfillment and purpose and meaning that I thought would come with it. And so I just kept searching, and, there was kind of the other end of the spectrum saying, get calm and get quiet and meditate. And, that really wasn't the answer for me either. And so I just kept pursuing the answers to these questions I had. And lo and behold, they started coming through me. And it started originally with channeled writing. And the experience, I had with my brother continued for a long time. And then became something that I would write. And then I started having audible experiences where I would receive the counsel and they would bring forth this incredible wisdom that was all recorded, and I would listen back to it, and I would do the things that they were saying and apply the processes, and my life just started to change in the most amazing ways. And other people started asking me if they could talk to the council, and I started seeing their lives change in amazing ways. And, you know, at that point I was sort of well on my path doing this work, and now I just feel so blessed. It's who I am. It's the work I do. It's really my passion, and I get to do incredible sessions and have incredible experiences with people all over the world with the events that we do, and watch people really create their best life possible with the wisdom that comes through from the council. So if you're listening to this and you're wondering if you have some type of gift, you probably do. And just trust yourself, because the journey to bringing your own gifts and your own calling to the world, whatever it is for you, whether it's, you know, healing work or channeled work or something else, you know, just trust that the dots will all connect, and that there is a source greater than you that is out ahead of you, guiding you and orchestrating things to unfold in sometimes the most miraculous ways. So long explanation there, but that's really how I started doing this work with the council.
You know, it's such an incredible story, and I'm going to invite our listeners to head to your website, RALANDON.com, to read more about her story. Just simply click on the About Me button at the top of the page, and there's so much more to it, and it's a fascinating read. So, you know, I love what you just said, Sara, about, you know, our higher self, source, you know, whatever language one chooses to put to that is out in front of us. Right, is out collaborating and coordinating sort of the next steps. I love that.
Yeah, the council explains that you know, we are a spiritual being. We come into these physical bodies, and we are perceiving through physical senses. So your brain perceives your reality through your sense of sight and taste and touch and smell and hearing. I don't know which one I forgot there. But we then begin to identify more with our physical senses than the feeling non-physical being within us. And we begin to think that this that we can see is our reality, and that's really all that's going on, when that's not even scratching the surface of what is going on here. You know, there is always non-physical energy and beings guiding us. You can call them your guides, you could call them your angels, you can call them your higher self, but everybody's higher self, I believe, and this is the teachings of the council, are all connected. And our higher selves have nothing but love for each other. So no matter who it is in this human experience, whether it's someone you've had a breakup with or you don't get along with, at the highest level there is only love. And when we are in alignment to that and we are thinking positive and good about ourselves and others, it feels really good, because that is the highest truth. And even if it's someone in this physical experience that we maybe don't know or maybe think we don't have a good relationship with, our higher selves are always orchestrating the easiest, most effortless, harmonious path from where we are to where we want to be. So the more you can align to the source within you, your soul, your higher self, come into this now moment, really accept wherever you are right now, and trust that there's more going on here that you can see, and really allow life to unfold to you, you begin to work with this power in the world that can really do anything. You know, with love, with God, anything is possible. And that was something that I believed in my heart, but I did not have an experience of, because I was still trying to do it my way, the human way, the limited way, which is to force an effort and make things happen and go out there and work really hard and achieve, you know, these things. But you can do it that way, but there's an easier, more effortless, more harmonious way. And a big piece of that is aligning to this power within you that is always out orchestrating things on your behalf. It just won't be logical. You know, I totally understand when we try to be logical and we try to figure out what to do next. And when from that logical viewpoint, looking at our reality and saying, well, you know, here's how it is and this is the only way it's possible, we really limit that power in the universe from allowing all possibilities to unfold for us. And so, like I mentioned earlier, I did not go very easily into this whole letting go and surrendering, which to me, letting go and surrendering, people tell me all the time, well, I let go, I surrender, I did. and I thought I was doing it too. And I kept saying, you know, when I would have these downloads from the council, they would just say, let go and surrender. And what I finally figured out was that what they are saying when they say let go and surrender, let go, let go, let go, let go of fear, let go of self-doubt, let go of your feelings of unworthiness, let go of lack, let go of these thoughts that do not belong to you, that keep telling you that you can't have what you want, or that it's not possible, or that money doesn't grow on trees, or you're a certain age so it's not possible for you anymore. That's what we have to let go of. The fear that I don't know where the money's going to come from, or the fear of getting older, or the fear of being alone. That's what we have to let go of. That's what it means to let go, is to catch yourselves in those moments when you're having those thoughts and come into the now moment and really focus on being present in this moment and realizing that in this moment you do have everything that you need. And then start affirming what you want your truth to be. And when you start affirming what you want your truth to be, you create new beliefs which become a new truth, which brings forth a new reality for your life. And anything and everything is possible for you. But when you hear someone say, let go, what they're really asking us to let go of is these limited beliefs we have about ourselves and our life and what's possible, letting go of the fear and the limitation and the lack and the self-doubt and the unworthiness. And in its place, finding peace in this moment, and what I'm sure the council will talk about today, which is understanding that the vibration of joy is the vibration most closely aligned to the truth of who you are. So most of the time, when something isn't going right for us, we go into fear, we go into panic, we go into lack, we try to figure it out, we get really logical, we hold ourselves in a place, we work really hard, we effort, we don't get as much sleep, and it just perpetuates more of that. Where if you can catch yourself, take a deep breath, and do something in that moment that feels good to you. Do the things that bring you joy. You begin moving the energy and lifting your vibration into a place where you are aligned with inspired ideas and inspired actions, into that place where all things are being orchestrated on your behalf. And so what I find so many times when people ask questions and things aren't the way they want it in their life, their health isn't the way they want it, their relationships aren't the way they want it, their finances aren't the way they want it, when the council says, you know, how much joy are you experiencing in your life? When's the last time you felt really joyful? And usually your level of joy is directly proportional to how good things are working out for you in your life. So when people say, I don't even know how to experience joy anymore, and it really is as easy as being out in nature, listening to a beautiful piece of music, going for a walk, petting your dog, watching your children play, you know, listening to the voice of someone you love, you know, giving yourself space to create and paint and draw and play music and dance. And, you know, it may sound, you know, airy-fairy, but it's really not, because vibration is everything. And if you can raise your vibration, that's where all possibilities exist for you. And that's where the easiest, effortless, harmonious path from where you are to where you want to be will unfold. Does that all make sense?
It does. It does. And as you're talking, Sarah, I was thinking about, and maybe you can help clarify this a bit more for our listeners, is, we hear a lot of talk about the third dimensional matrix and moving into the fifth dimensional. And I think that language, it's a bit esoteric, and people don't really get what does all of that mean. But I hear you saying, like, the old way of doing things is this efforting and the lack and the limitation, and then we're now moving into this new paradigm, this new effortless way. Can you give a little more clarity around all of that?
Yeah, here's the best way to explain it. So in the moment you make your transition from being in a physical body to reemerging with the source that you are and leaving the density of the physical body, and you what we call die or pass on or transition, in that moment when you take your last breath in the body and reemerge back into the source of what you are, it is pure love, it is pure bliss, it is absolute peace and freedom and bliss and joy and love, infinite unconditional love. You reemerge back into the eternal, ever-present, everlasting, expanded being of light that you are. And all that happened is that you left the density of the body. You don't go anywhere. You're still here. You're still focused here, but you're focused in light form, in your eternal state. And so when we're in the physical body, it's heavy. There's a density to us, but that's not a bad thing. It's what allows us to eat chocolate and taste it. It's what allows us to, feel the sunshine on our face. It's what allows us to hear someone say, I love you. It's how we feel someone hug us. We are here for the joy. We are really, really here to experience joy, to explore all that is here for us in a joyful way. And so we come into this physical form, and when we come here, we are excited to be here. It's a great opportunity to be in physical form. But when you step into the body, you're stepping into density. You're stepping into perceiving through those physical senses that we talked about. In what some people call the third dimension, it is a vibration of density. It's a level of density. That's all it is. It's just a level of density that can be measured through frequency and vibration. So heavier, denser frequencies and emotions like fear, self-doubt, self-criticism, judgment, shame, hold you in heaviness. They add heaviness and a density to your experience. And it makes you feel separate. It makes you feel alone. It feels really awful. When you try to solve problems from that space, it feels really hopeless. When you raise your vibration, and even if for one moment in your life you've just felt really connected, or if you're playing sports or you're playing or you're having fun and you just sort of lose track of time and you're just so in the moment that everything just feels so good, your vibration is higher. That's all that's going on. Your vibration is naturally more aligned to the truth of who you are. And so you feel free, you feel happy, you feel joyful, you feel loving, you feel good. That's a higher vibration. So what we are doing now is, I believe, we are consciously and intentionally learning how to master our thoughts and our beliefs such that they support us in living in a higher vibration. When we live in a higher vibration, and the higher we raise our vibration, the more that becomes possible for us, the more that opens up to us, the more we expand, and the more our potential expands. So it's not my belief that we are going to spontaneously go into fifth dimension and pop out of the physical body and you're going to find yourself on some other planet living some other better reality. I don't think there's anything better going on anywhere than what is going on right here, right now, and I think that's why we're here. And I think that if you're listening to this, you're part of the way showers that have come forth at this time to first fully awaken to who you are and then purify your soul of all the heaviness, the density, the fear, the lack that we carry in our cellular level, in our bodies, in our memories, all of that stuff, so that you can live from this pure positive source energy that you are. It's a much different way of being. It's very innocent. It's very free. There's an impeccableness to it. You don't just go manifest something because you want it. You allow it to come to you because it belongs to you. And you know that if it belongs to you, it's going to come to you in the divine right time, in the divine right way, which is usually never something we can figure out, versus that I'm going to go out and get what I want and make it happen and force it and focus on it, and then I'll be happy. And that's really an old way, I believe, a less efficient way of creating your dreams and living your purpose and creating your best life possible. There's a much easier, more effortless way to it.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I think now might be a good time to bring in the council and continue the conversation.
Yes, absolutely. So as you know, the cadence of my speaking changes a little bit. What I do is I close my eyes and take a few deep breaths, and the council, my consciousness sort of moves back and the council moves in. I've been doing this for many, many years, so it's really easy for me to go in and out and to hold the vibration for long periods of time. But I encourage everyone, as you're listening to this, to, if you're in a place that you can do so, just close your eyes and really feel for what's coming through and open to the potential of raising your own vibration to a new place with all of the incredible love that the council brings in. So just give me a couple of deep breaths, and the next voice you hear will be the council. We are so pleased to have the opportunity to speak with you all on this fine day. And we tell you, well, our words are important. This is a vibrational experience of the remembering of the truth of who you really are and why you are here and what you intended when you chose this life experience. You did indeed choose this life experience. You chose it for the joy. You chose it so that you can come forth and explore. You chose it to bring the incredible gift that is you to your human family at this time, which is the greatest time that has ever happened on your planet. There's nothing better going on anywhere than right here, right now, the time of the Great Awakening. But first you had to go through your own awakening, to remembering that the source that flows through you can do anything, and that anything and everything is possible to you and for you. But your journey to those things is the best part. The divine orchestration, the miracles, the magic, the synchronicities, the perfect timing. That's the best part. Allow yourself to receive that which you have desired so deeply in your heart for so long. Allow it so that you know the power within you to do anything. We tell you that many people believe that as you're talking about density and you're talking about raising your vibrations, and you're talking about emotion. It is the thoughts that you are thinking that affect your emotions. Your emotions affect the way that you feel. The way that you feel is affecting your vibration. It is your vibration which is attracting your reality to you. So where do those thoughts come from? They either come from your subconscious programs that have been playing on autopilot about the beliefs that you've learned about yourself and what's possible for you and what kind of world you live in. Do you live in a joyful, abundant, happy world? Or do you live in a hostile, angry world where there is only suffering and pain and lack? Your thoughts are coming from your subconscious, and they're also coming from the vibration that you are, the mass conscious vibration that you are most closely connected into. So when you're in a place of feeling heaviness, when you're feeling doubt and unworthiness and shame, the heaviness of that most closely connects you into the collective mass conscious beliefs, which hover barely around fear most of the time. And so if you're in that heavy vibration, you'll find that many of the thoughts that come to you are fearful thoughts, are lack-based thoughts, are judgment. And the heaviest, densest human emotion of all, which is not fear, not doubt, but shame. The feelings of shame that you carry, especially those of you who have gone through the awakening process, that have been here as way showers. You have walked away from relationships. You have walked away from jobs. You have walked away from situations and living situations and work situations that did not align to your truth. You maybe explored all kinds of different experiences with your body. You maybe explored disease. You maybe explored a breakdown in the body. You maybe explored lack and loss of money. You explored all of these things because it served you in your path. There is data and there is information in these things, and you have found your truth by exploring some of these things that were not your truth. You have gotten your power back. You have gotten clarity about what you want. You have released limitation, but you still carry the shame for believing that you have messed up or not done things correct, the way the limited system would tell you to do things, which is get married, get a job, buy a house, white picket fence, 2.2 kids, pay your bills, have good credit, retire with your retirement. And most of you are never going to do it that way because you're not here to be part of that limited system. You're here to be way showers of a better way that within you, you know is possible for you and for everyone. You're here as leaders and pioneers. If you're listening to this, you are here as a leader. You are here as a pioneer of bringing forth new levels of awareness into your experience, awakening to higher levels of truth of possibility for you. But you must let go of the shame that you're carrying. That is what is keeping you in these heavy, dense vibrations. Know that you are worthy of all of the joy. Know that you are worthy of anything and everything that you desire. Know that you are worthy of being loved and being here. And you're also worthy of just being. You already are your purpose. Your calling is within you. You are here to be loved. You are here to bring light. You are here to awaken. You are here to bring forth higher levels of awareness. But you're here to ground all of this in this human experience. If you think of what any of you want for the people that you love, you want them to be happy. You want them to be happy. You want them to know how loved they are. You want them to have joy. And that's what the people that love want for you too. And most of you don't believe that you're worthy of joy and happiness. You put everything else above your joy and happiness. And this goes back to the shame that you carry, the lack of worthiness that you carry. Your greatest achievement here is not fame or fortune. Your greatest achievement is your own love of self, your own self-love, because everything that you desire enters through your open heart. And when you know you are worthy of having it all, you can get yourself in a state of allowing by feeling joy, by playing, by having fun here, and knowing that you can live your purpose in a joyful, abundant, happy, easy, effortless, loving way. Does this all make sense to you, our friend?
It does, and I love the topic of self-love. We hear that, thrown around a bunch on this planet, and I guess the question is how do we deeply love ourselves?
You are love. So let go of all the things that tell you that you're not lovable, all those beliefs that you carry, all those subconscious programs that you keep affirming because of the thoughts you keep thinking about yourself that keep you from living the truth of who you are, which is that you are love. You are the giver of love. You are the receiver of love. And most importantly, you are the source of love in the world. Love is not being trucked in from some other planet or shot down from light beams from the heavens. You are the love. You are the one bringing love to the world. You are the one expressing love, giving love, being the source of love. It's who you are. But what happens is you go through this experience. The best example we could give you is imagine it like Post-it notes. You know what a Post-it note is, our friend?
Yes.
So as you go through your life experience, you begin to identify more with being human and your physical senses, and whether you realize it or not, you're hearing and storing everything that you're ever told, everything that you hear in your families, in lineages and generations, you think that it is in your DNA oftentimes, certain things, but it's more that it's the reality that has been created because of belief systems that have been handed down from generation that just created the same reality, that because the beliefs never changed. And so when you start to pick up beliefs early on, that you start betraying your own soul for approval, for acceptance, to be loved, to avoid consequences, to avoid punishment, and slowly you start going against your own knowing. And then people start telling you what you are and who you are, and they compare you, and you start picking up these beliefs that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you don't do this fast enough. And then in times of anger, someone projects their own feelings about themselves onto you, and you begin to think this is who you are. So you go through your life and you pick up all these Post-it notes about who you are. You're just like your mother. You're just like your father. You're not as smart as this person. You're not good enough. You didn't do that right. And you're walking around with all these Post-it notes. So they're all over your front and all over your back. These Post-it notes are your beliefs. And you're a walking set of belief systems. So when you start waking up to the fact that there's more going on here than you can see, and you start doing what you call this work, you start seeing all the Post-it notes on your front. And you say, oh, well, that was from my mother. I don't want that one anymore. And you toss that one aside. Oh, that was from my second grade teacher. And you take that Post-it note off. And, oh, that was something I picked up over here. And you do a pretty good job. But how can you tell if you still have limited beliefs about yourself? Well, that's all the Post-it notes that are on your back that you can't see. These are your subconscious programs. So if you wanted to see anything on your back, what would you do? Well, someone would either walk up and say, my friend, did you know you had this big old Post-it note on your back that says you're not worthy of having it all? Oh, here, let me get that for you. Or you hold up a mirror and you look. Well, what is the mirror? It's anybody in your life that can trigger you. Anyone, relationships, family members, friends, politics, your president, anyone who can still trigger you is simply showing you a belief about yourself, a limited belief about yourself that you're still carrying. These are the things that keep you from allowing yourself to be the love that you are in the world. And so instead of, this is what consciousness would do. When consciousness notices itself being angered or triggered or upset or judging yourself or anyone, stop. Come into the now moment. Come fully into your presence. Take a deep breath and know that this is something in you. When you're pointing your finger at someone else, there's always 3 fingers pointing back at you. The answer, the solution, it's all in you. There's a belief in there somewhere that you're powerless, that you're a victim, that you're not good enough, that you're not strong enough, you're not smart enough, you can't have what you want, it's not possible for you. That is your opportunity to let this belief come to the light. And in the moment, start affirming what you want your beliefs to be. This is how you create a new relationship with self-love. This is how you start creating the life you want. This is how you start creating your best life possible. You start affirming the beliefs you want to be your truth. When you affirm them, when you get into the vibrational reality of them and you feel them, you are powerfully sending out a signal to the universe, and that belief must become your reality. Your truth must become your reality. So when you shift the thoughts you're thinking, usually about yourself, it's the easiest way to change your life. Your thoughts and your vibration, but your thoughts are the things affecting your vibration. So if you go back to the thoughts which are coming from your beliefs, and you start affirming what you want your life to be, who you want to be, what you want to believe about the world, well, you will see your life change in the most expeditious and effortless and miraculous ways. So self-love is the truth of who you are. There are things that you can do like understanding that the environment that you're in is either supporting your vibration and your beliefs, or you're feeling incongruent and misaligned because of the environment you're in, the thoughts you're thinking about yourself, your body. Are you getting enough water? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you playing? Playing is part of self-love. There are so many things, and we have done a whole piece on the 7 steps to realizing your own self-love. But you can't give what you don't have. If you're not happy, if you don't love yourself, if this is what you want most for others, you can't give them what you don't have. If you really, really, really want others to feel loved and be happy, you will find the love within you, and you will be happy, and you will find the joy in your life, knowing that that's the greatest gift you could ever give anyone. And when you get to a certain vibration, that's why we say while our words are important, they're just entertaining these magnificent brains of yours long enough that your vibration will come up and meet us in the co-creative energy field that's being created here, so that you for even just a moment can remember and feel the truth of who you are, which is limitless, eternal, everlasting, light being. And that light can encompass all forms, which means anything and everything is possible for you. Does that make sense to you?
It really, really does. And, you had mentioned, our calling is within us, and I'm curious, does our calling, is that what purpose is, and is purpose different than destiny? I'd love some clarity around all of that.
We love your question. The first thing we want you to understand is that your purpose is joy. Your purpose here is to experience joy. So many times people say, I need to live my purpose and then I'll be joyful. And we say it doesn't work that way. Your purpose is joy. So if you're not joyful and happy and feeling loved and open and in a good feeling space, you're never going to feel like you're living your purpose. And you're going to create this big gap between you and your purpose. And you're going to create even a wider gap and a wider gap, because you're going to get more and more frustrated and in resistance and reacting to thinking you're not your purpose, when all you need to do in this moment to live your purpose is align to your joy. Joy comes first. Joy comes first. Joy comes first. Don't make this thing purpose, this word purpose, so heavy. You really can't get it wrong. Yeah. But being in your joy will lead you to your destiny in the most easy, effortless, harmonious way. You do come forth. There is a divine plan for your life. You do come forth with intention and experiences you want to have, and people you want to rendezvous with, and things you want to experience, and things you want to explore, and certain things that you want to express, and certain gifts that you want to give to the world. But if you're not joyful and happy and feeling good, you're not fully allowing the power that you are through you, which your destiny is to awaken fully to your power. And from a place of fully awakened power, everything will be there, but you must know that you are worthy of having it all. But here's the thing about destiny we want you to understand. And this is what usually trips you up. You all come here with intention. You come here with specific things you want to explore and express, and certain gifts you're here to give, and certain people and beings that you desire to rendezvous with. But you understand that you all have your own free will. Not all experiences have free will, but this experience that you all are having does include free will. You have free will to choose. You are choosing. You are co-creating your life through your choices, what you are choosing to think and feel, but also the actions you're choosing to take or not take. So while there might be a certain level of destiny with a certain person, they have free will and you cannot choose for them. And they may come into this experience and through their own free will make a series of choices. And that affects, we're not saying it affects your ability to live your destiny. Nothing can affect your ability to live your destiny except your choices. But you can't choose for another. So you may want to be in a relationship with the love of your life, this person that you know is just this divine being that was designed perfectly for you. But they may have gone against their own sense of knowing and their own truth and married someone and may be choosing to stay loyal to that relationship because they believe that that's the right thing for them. And you can't choose for them. But if you stay focused on what it is that you really, really, really want, and you align with it, and you get into vibrational alignment with it, and you allow Source to deliver it in the easy, effortless way, the divine right time, the divine right place, the divine right being will show up. Someone else's free will can't keep you from living your destiny, but you can't choose the destiny for another. And usually what screws you up is when you say, well, that person, they're my soulmate, they're my twin flame, I have to be with that person or I'm never going to be happy. And they have free will to choose something different. You also have the free will to live in lack, to live in anger, to live in resentment and shame, to live in your past and to keep telling the stories of your past, which can keep you from making choices to align with your joy and bring your gifts to the world. So you have free will to choose the thoughts you're thinking and the actions that you take as well, which will affect how closely you feel aligned to your destiny or not. So we want to talk about fear here because it's important. Anytime you have a new desire or a dream in your heart or something different, if you want to move to a new place, if you want to start a new business, if you want to take on a new activity, if you want to open yourself up to a new level of relationship or community, you call your greatest fears to the light when you get in motion to something that is new or some new expanded potential for yourself. The fear is not there to stop you. Let it come to the light so that you can transmute it and release it. It's the only thing that keeps you from experiencing it as a full-blown manifested reality in this moment is the beliefs or the fears. So when they come up, don't try to drown them. Don't ignore them. Don't try to stuff them. Let them come up, and when you give them to the light and start affirming what you want your truth to be, you will see your life change in the most miraculous ways. So you do have a calling and a purpose, and you'll know it when you're in your joy. When you're in your joy, as we said, that's the vibration most closely aligned to the truth of who you are. So when you're in that space, you are most closely aligned to inspired ideas, inspired actions, to divine orchestration, to miraculous things happening for you, and your destiny will unfold effortlessly. But understand there is a difference between divine will and free will. Free will, you have the free will to choose. And the divine will might feel impossible to you because you don't know how you're going to make it happen. But there's this deep, deep, deep feeling that this person isn't right for you, or this job isn't right for you, or that you're here for more, to do more. We've recently brought through in a course that we did that there are these spiritual roles that you're here bringing forth, as well as your human roles. You're here as mothers and daughters and sisters and brothers and uncles and husbands and friends and doctors and carpenters and administrative people and secretaries and nurses and all these roles. But you're also here to embody spiritual roles in these physical forms, and your spiritual roles are different. So while some of you are here to be messengers of what is going on in the Great Awakening, you don't all do it the same. Some do it like Sarah, some write, some receive communication from specific beings that have passed on. Some of you are here to be healers. Of you are here to be healers of the land. Some of you are here to be healers of the water. Some of you are healers of holding the space for people to release the blocks to their own self-healing, or animals. You're here as transformers. You're here as uplifters. You're here as coders and visionaries and way showers and guides. You're all here with spiritual roles that you're bringing forth as well. And so if you're not feeling like you're living your purpose, first get aligned to your joy. What are the things that really bring you joy? Let go of those limiting beliefs. Start getting emotion to those things that you're curious about, the things that you're interested in. And you will find that these things unfold in the most joyful ways for you. You didn't just start in this lifetime. You have been preparing for lifetimes, for this time now. You might experience your spiritual role as a spontaneous ability that you don't know how you have. You didn't get trained for it. You don't have a master's degree on it. But all of a sudden you have this ability to bring forth a particular gift. It's because you've been preparing for lifetimes to bring it forth in this life now. And there's no need for you to release the body and come back and start over. You have everything you need in this life. If you're listening to this, you have everything you need in this life. You can live your highest potential, your best life possible in this life here now. You can have health, wealth, abundance, fulfillment, meaning, love, connection, community. Everything that you want is here in this life now. And you must know, first off, and any and all of these can be affirmations that you use to reprogram your subconscious mind. But first off, no matter what has ever happened in your life experience, no matter what, the highest truth is that there is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love for you. There's nothing that you have ever done in this human experience that could ever threaten how very loved you are. There is only love, and everyone else is only love. And any experience you've ever had that wasn't of love, at the highest level, your higher self and their higher self knows that there is only love. And when you're in alignment to that, it feels really good. And when you're not, you feel the limitation. You hold yourself in heaviness and density, which makes you feel separate and alone and angry and resentful and hurt. If you feel any of these things, use the affirmation, there is only love, there is only love, there is only love. If it's money for you, if you feel like you don't have enough money, or you wasted the money, or you spent the money, or you lost the money, or you don't have enough resources to do what you want, you need to come into this now moment knowing that there is an infinite supply that flows through you. You would not have agreed to come here if you didn't know that there was an infinite supply of everything that you needed available to you in this moment. And the highest affirmation is, galore, galore, I have everything I need and more. Galore, galore, I have everything I need and more. Galore, galore, I have everything I need and more, because that leaves nothing out. You have all the time, all the money, all the resources, all the love, everything that you need. The third thing we want you to know and make your truth is that everything is always working out for you. Everything that has happened was happening for you to remember your power, for you to release your limitation, for you to get clear on what you really want. It's all been happening for you. Everything is always working out for you. Everything is always working out for you. Everything is always working out for you. If you will embrace this as your truth, you will see divine orchestration show up in your life like never before. And know that you are worthy of having it all. I am worthy of having it all. I am worthy of having it all. I am worthy of having it all. I have it all. I have it all. And when you realize it's all within you, that everything is within you, and you align with it within you, the vibrational reality of it is there always. And the more you feel that, the more quickly it will become your physical reality. And in the journey to that, we'll be releasing anything that is not in alignment with those truths. And the sooner you let go of all of those things that hold you in a heavy, dense vibration, believing something other than the truth of you, the sooner you let go and reemerge back into the source power that flows through you, you will be living your best life possible, knowing that you are here co-creating with the power that creates worlds, and that anything and everything is possible for you. Does this make sense to you, our friend?
It does. It really, really, really does. And I have, one final question, and I know you've touched upon this, but just to add some clarity. So when I am really seeking joy and I'm in that joy vibration, I automatically align to my soul's desires. Is that accurate?
Indeed. When you're in the vibration of joy, you are allowing all that is being orchestrated on your behalf to flow through you. You're allowing all of your goodness to come to you. In your joy, that's where you find clarity. In your joy, that's where inspired ideas and inspired action, and they might not always look like what you think they should look like. Here's how divine orchestration works. Here's how inspired ideas and inspired action works. From your place of joy, you say, what could I do right now that would bring me joy? And you get the idea that, this wonderful salad that I get from this very special restaurant, that would really bring me joy to go there. And then you allow yourself to go there. And all of a sudden there's this person that you haven't seen that you've been thinking of, and you sit down and you start talking, and maybe they introduce you to someone that helps you, that invests in your business or becomes your new business partner, or they invite you to a party and you meet the person that's the you have a beautiful relationship with, or they tell you about this incredible healing modality that helps you heal your body. It doesn't always look logical like you think about it, but if you will follow your joy, if you will move in the direction of your joy, understand your soul's desires are always manifesting in your joy. Your soul's desires are to be here, to play, to have fun, to explore, to expand, to express, to manifest, to co-create, all of those things. So when you hold yourself in a place of, I have to do this and then I'll be happy, or I don't have time to go have fun, I don't have time to paint or dance or cook or do the things I like to do, you're holding yourself in a place where you're not aligned or connected into your soul's desires. But your greatest calling of all is to come into alignment with the source within you, your higher self, the God within you. Come into alignment with that, and you will have bliss in all areas of your life, we assure you. Does that answer your question?
It does. We make it so much harder than it has to be.
And we aren't asking for perfection here because you're already perfect. You didn't come here to be perfect. You came here to explore and expand. And so this is a practice. This is a practice of being more in the moment, of being more conscious and aware and open and opening your heart and being more in joy. And it's a practice, getting better at it every day till it becomes so easy and automatic. It's your way of being. There is a reprogramming of the subconscious that goes on. There's a reprogramming of the neural pathways in your brain that goes on. But if you will just practice this a little more and a little more and a little more, it'll get easier until all of a sudden you will feel like you woke up one morning and your whole life had changed seemingly overnight. But it didn't. It's every little time that you were aware of your vibration dipping and you took a deep breath and you got back into a good feeling place. Your body begins to acclimate to living in a higher vibration, and anything that is in alignment to that vibration begins to fall away until you're fully reemerged back into living your truth in physical form and allowing the power within you that can do anything. That's your soul's desire.
Thank you so, so much for this conversation. You've answered so many questions that I know not only I have, but so many people in our community have asked, and I just thank you and Sara for being with us today.
Indeed. We remind you all of this one knowing within you. You are everything you wish to be. You already are. You are everything you wish to be. You already are. Your calling, your purpose, it's already within you. It's all within you. You are whole and worthy and magnificent and complete and so, so, so very loved. We love you. We love you. We love you. And with that, we are complete. Whew.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Sara, that was amazing.
Yeah, just I can feel the expansion of where we went there, and it was just so incredible. So thank you for the opportunity to share the council's wisdom and their vibration and the incredible remembering that they bring through.
If you have any interest in getting to know more about Sara and working with her and the council, you can find Sara at saralandon.com. And I know that you're offering our listeners a very special offer, Sara. I'd love for you to tell us about the Live Your Greatest Calling by Me channeled course, which I've been a part of, and it is extraordinary.
Yes, and thank you for being part of it. It is this is really the course that I have wanted to do for so long, and finally it was time to bring this through. And of course, it is divine orchestration and no coincidence that this course was recorded back in June, July timeframe, and it is called Live Your Greatest Calling, How You Can Create Your Best Life Possible. And it's a 5-part series, self-paced 5-part series on how you can really create your best life possible. And part 1 is the invitation from your soul, the higher self connection. How do you connect into your higher self and invite in the guidance and the awareness and the power that is there for you? Part 2 is on mysteries and miracles revealed. So how do you align with divine orchestration in your life so that you can experience more miracles and synchronicities and get into a state of flow? The 3rd part is the secret agenda of your soul, which is preparing for the quantum leap forward, which is where the council reveals the secret agenda of your soul and the plans for your expansion of living your greater calling, and how you can release lifetimes and lineages of limitation and ancestral patterns. And then part 4 is the full disclosure of the divine plan. This is really where they share how you integrate every aspect of your existence and begin to write a new blueprint for living your best life possible, and really undergoing a real-time life review in part 4. And then part 5 is the extraordinary promise, how you create your best life possible and take that quantum leap into living an extraordinary life and living your highest potential on a daily basis. So this is just, to me, this is the most incredible wisdom that the council has ever brought through, really talking about how we step into living our best lives and the endless possibilities that are there for us. And on the other side of this course, I can tell you it has changed so many people's lives, and it has certainly changed mine. And I really do believe those of us who have gone through this course and really applying this wisdom, are feeling this deep alignment that we are living our greatest calling and are living our best life possible, and that continues to expand. So normally this course is $197 as a very, very special offer. Through this series, we're offering it for $47. So please take advantage of that. It's unbelievable opportunity for you to access this incredible 5-part series. And again, my website, where you can find a lot more free audios from the council and additional courses, including the 11 Spiritual Roles of the Soul and the Self-Love webinar, which are both also on sale right now at saralandon.com, which is SARALANDON. Sarah is spelled SARA. So thank you for the opportunity to share that, and I hope if this resonates with you, you'll all take advantage of that special offer, and please share with me the incredible experiences and life-changing experiences that happen for you if you experience them during this course. So.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you, Council, for this amazing conversation. It was so nice to receive your wisdom today. I'm feeling massively expanded and loving every minute of it. So thank you again for your time today.
Thank you. It's such a joy to be with you, and I could just feel the love here that we have all co-created together. So thank you, and I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day.
And thank you, our amazing listeners, for joining us today. Your presence is most certainly felt, and we invite you to listen to the replay to receive the teachings in a way and at a deeper level. I'm sending you all so much love and gratitude and appreciation for being a part of your Best Life Now community. And please consider Sarah's special offer. You can find it in the email sent out. Simply click on the special offer button for all the details. Next time, shine your light, open your hearts, and embrace being on this beautiful planet right now at such an extraordinary time. Remember, we all signed up for this, and the world needs you and what you can do. I'll see you again soon in this sacred and magical space. Now,